Hey guys, it's Miss Erin from the school garden. Hey, we're here today to start our conversation about California commodities. This very first one that we're going to discuss today is something that I chose because I feel like most people really like this fruit. And it also, to me anyway, is a signal that spring is coming. It is the strawberry, the delicious, red, sweet, juicy strawberry. We also happen to grow these strawberries in our school garden. And I thought there was a great connection to make as we start talking about our California commodities. Let's talk about where strawberries come from, and I'll give you a little background of their history. The strawberry is super old. It actually goes way back to the Greek and Roman times. But back then, they didn't necessarily eat the strawberries. They used them more for decoration. They're found in a lot of art pieces carved into woodwork. They were really more used for their decoration purposes rather than being eaten by people. So if we jump way forward in time to around the 1300s, that's when strawberries started to become popular in Europe. Historians actually have found that around the 1300s, people in France started finding these little woodland strawberries growing in the forest near their houses, and they noticed these little red berries and they would eat them, and they realized how delicious they were. Well, the French started digging up the strawberries from the woods and bringing them home and transplanting them into their home gardens. So that's where strawberries kind of really took off as becoming food or a fruit that we would eat today. So I mentioned that they grow in the woods. Now, they didn't only grow in Europe at that point. They also were growing in North America and South America. And often people would kind of go out in the woods and find them and just nibble on them and then leave them to grow again the next year. Well, around the 1600s, so we went from the 1300s and we're jumping forward to the 1600s, in Virginia, people got a hold of these woodland strawberries, again, realized how absolutely delicious they were and said, oh my goodness, we need to grow these in our garden. So they kind of followed in the footsteps of the French back in the 1300s. But what they also did is they started taking these strawberries from Virginia and taking them across the ocean over to Europe. So now this North American variety could be grown over in Europe, in England, in France, and all of those European countries. And so now the strawberry has started to spread at that point and become more and more popular. And really from there, you know, as they say, it's all history. People started cultivating or growing strawberries for their own use in their own gardens, in their kitchen gardens. And as populations grew and as more people wanted strawberries, production of strawberries increased. Now, that's all good and well and all behind us. But if we jump forward to today, California is one of the top producers of strawberries. It's one of our top 10 commodities. In 2019, strawberries were California's number 6 of the top produced commodities. They're hugely popular. They love the weather along the coast of California. When you drive south, like near Monterey, near the Central Coast, there's strawberry fields everywhere. Watsonville is a really great place for strawberry cultivation. But, like I mentioned, we can even grow strawberries here in Nevada. They love the weather in our school garden. And we get big, juicy red strawberries. I know a lot of you have tasted those. Let's talk about how healthy strawberries are for us. So, first of all, they're a really great source of vitamin C. And we've learned in the past that vitamin C is something that helps keep our bodies healthy, helps keep our immune systems boosted and really strong so that we can fight off colds and other kind of sicknesses. Strawberries also are really good for our brain. Scientists have figured out that eating just 8 strawberries a day helps to keep our memories sharp, helps to keep our brain working as best as it can. How cool is that? They're also really delicious, full of fiber, full of potassium, full of wonderful things that keep our bodies really happy and working the way that it should be. So at the end, I'm going to drop in some pictures like I usually do, and you can see some strawberry plants growing. Definitely some plants in our garden. I'll put those pictures in, but I'll also put in other pictures up close of the strawberry flower and of a strawberry kind of growing and ripening, and it goes from this little tiny green triangular looking shape, and then it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and get red and beautiful and juicy, and you'll be able to see that in the pictures. Strawberries are also unique in the way that they reproduce or make another plant. So often you'll see one larger plant, and we can call that the mother plant. And as it grows and gets big, it starts to send out long shoots called runners. And those shoots actually have little baby roots on the very end. And those runners will go a little ways from the mother plant and get their roots buried into the dirt. And then that starts a new plant. And over time, the runner actually can separate itself from the mother plant and then become its own mother plant and send out its runners. So strawberries can spread pretty far in a garden. And sometimes that's great because maybe you want a big patch of strawberries in your garden. And if you don't want them, then you just take some little shears and snip the runners and you can move it. Strawberries grow really well in pots. So for those of you that maybe don't have access to a garden or space in a yard, strawberries grow wonderfully in a small pot. They would do well on a balcony. They would do really well just on a little patio area. They just like lots of warm sunshine and regular water. Remember, I always say plants are a lot like us, right? We just need some food and water. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to wrap it up. Check out the pictures, and I'll see you next time when we talk about our next California commodity. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Eat your veggies and try something new. Bye.